Rawvana came out and talked about how she had health problems going vegan. And so this video, I'm going to kind of go over some of that and hopefully help people who have similar problems that she had, but also help her if she ends up watching this. Who knows, but probably not. So I should make a disclaimer first. I am not a medical professional. I may have gotten some things wrong in this video. I would like you to correct me if I'm wrong. So she mentions a little bit about having an irregular period after doing a 25-day water fast. Now, my first thought was one of the vitamins involved with hormone synthesis, vitamin D. So there's one study here where they've linked vitamin D status and regularity of menstrual cycle. Women who did not consume the recommended daily value of vitamin D would end up having irregular menstrual cycles. And so they've concluded that a relationship is demonstrated between frequency of menstrual disorders and low levels of vitamin D. Rawvana mentions that after adding fat, she regained her menstrual cycle. So Rawvana mentions that her doctors suggested she take testosterone. I'm guessing that's because her zinc might have been low.
So the doctors, they recommended that I take testosterone and that I take a thyroid pill.
This study shows that low zinc is associated with low testosterone in men. Now, I don't see any reason that it would differ in women, but I couldn't find any studies that were checking zinc and testosterone in women. And so I actually gave my friend a vitamin D supplement, and she hadn't had her period for 5 months, and within 12 hours, she got her period. So here's the interview with my friend Kelly. I wasn't able to get the recording for when I introduced her, so here's that interview. Okay, so you mentioned that you've actually had a very similar experience to Rawvana. Why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I've been following Rawvana for about a year now, and Gage mentioned to me that she had lost her period a long time ago, and I remember hearing that and realizing that I was going through kind of a similar experience, but I never really thought it was food related or anything to do with my diet or being a vegan, and it kind of scared me that maybe it's because I'm vegan, because all of these people coming out with these health issues and whatnot, and so I started looking into it. I didn't really know what to do, and I just kind of ignored it and thought it would come back, but I wanted it to come back because I was scared about my hormones and everything. So I just kind of let it go, and I was venting to my friends about it again after Rawvana came out with this again, and I mentioned it to Gage, and he gave me a vitamin D3 pill, and it came back instantly the next morning, and I felt so much hope because maybe this could be my issue with my acne and my period coming back, and it came back instantly. So yeah, it just was crazy because after all my research and after trying so many different things, it came back within 12 hours from just a vitamin D3 pill.
So before this, how long was it that you said that your period was gone for before you took the vitamin D?
5 months. It was gone for 5 months because I got it in November, and then after that I thought it was going to be regular again, but it wasn't. It was just the same as it was before, and then I got it again after taking the vitamin D.
So if many of you don't know yet, vitamin D there's some studies showing that it's linked, if you're deficient in vitamin D, it's linked to irregular menstrual cycles, and basically with vitamin D, it stores in your fat cells, and on a vegan diet, you actually don't get that much vitamin D, or almost none at all, except for in fortified soy milks and stuff like this. But you can also take supplements, and there are 2 forms of vitamin D. D2 does not store in your body, And that's the kind that they fortify these vegan milks with, so that's not exactly that good. And then there is vitamin D3, which you can actually get vegan sources from mushrooms, and there's a bunch of supplements out there that extract it from mushrooms. What's crazy is that about 42% of Americans are actually vitamin D deficient. And that is including people who get it from their diet. People who are eating animal products that have significant sources of vitamin D are still vitamin D deficient very commonly, almost half the population. So with veganism, where they basically intake no vitamin D, it makes sense for a lot of people to be deficient. And Rawvana mentioned one of the things that was really interesting is she mentioned that there was kind of like a normalization that she noticed of losing your period or getting weaker periods, and that some people even said that it was a good thing, which is kind of interesting. Deficiencies that are common among people who are eating meat, like for example magnesium deficiency. A lot of the symptoms, I think, will be normalized into that culture. Like, everybody has them, so they don't notice a difference. They don't feel different from anyone else. But then something that happens is if a vegan, since they have an entirely different set of foods that they eat, they'll have a different set of deficiencies or something like that. I think non-vegans will quickly notice that because their side effects are going to be completely not culturally normal. They'll be something separate.
I think it's something that no one really talks about too. Like, I feel like there might be a lot of women out there that haven't gotten their periods, whether they're vegan or not. And I think it's just like so crazy for me to like figure out that it's just vitamin D. And I thought I was just getting it naturally from the sun, because a lot of like in the vegan community, like, oh, just get it from the sun, it's so easy. And even for non-vegans, it's not like that easy to get it, and like everyone should be taking like at least a supplement or something. So I think that's like super like key to this, is like, because I know there's other women out there that have this, because I related to Rawvana like instantly, and she never mentioned anything about vitamin D, and she probably would have gotten it like the same thing as me, like instantly. So yeah.
Another thing that Rawvana mentions is that she got her hormones checked, and she mentions thyroid changes.
I went to get checked again, got blood drawn out, and I got back the results. So by this point, my hormones were still not good. I wasn't ovulating. I am still not ovulating. I was basically anemic, and my thyroid levels were low.
Here's a study showing low vitamin D status is associated with low function of the thyroid, specifically hypothyroidism. And it's interesting to note that they also mention low calcium levels are associated with thyroid problems here as well, likely due to vitamin D's impact on calcium absorption and metabolism.
Yeah, and it was like a good, like, regular flow. It wasn't just like spotting like how it has been in the past randomly. Like, it was like a good, and it's just like amazing to actually figure out your health finally, and to find out like and solve the issue right then and there. And like, I don't know, it like makes me excited to like figure out like, you know, other things and like learn more about it. Like, that's awesome. And like, I feel like it's not really talked about. It's kind of just like, oh, you can get all your nutrients in this diet, and most people are deficient in vitamins, like whether you're vegan or not. So, you know, we all got to be conscious of that too.
She mentioned that she was drinking a lot of kombucha before that. That's another thing that I didn't really get into. With kombucha, since it's a probiotic, that's usually good. It usually helps the good gut bacteria, but that's not necessarily always the case. You can actually get yourself very sick, and I'll link below. There's a video by Mike the Vegan. I think he talks about this a bit, probiotics and stuff like that.
There are ways to like get all your nutrients on a vegan diet without eating fish and eggs, basically. I think all these videos of people coming out saying why I'm not vegan anymore, is kind of like making the movement look bad in a way.
So I guess that concludes it. Kelly, any last words?
No. Yeah, bottom line, I mean, I'm just so happy that I figured this out, so I was really excited to share this because even when I like Googled why am I not getting my period and all this stuff, nothing about D3, so I'm just glad that I'm so like thankful for Gage was able to teach me this, so yeah.
I hope this video helps some people out. It's possible that Rawvana was actually taking many of these supplements like vitamin D and zinc and stuff like that. I don't really know. She doesn't talk about any of that in the video. And I haven't seen anyone else come out with a video talking about these things yet, so I figured I will just do it. And I've personally tried some of these supplements and had great effect. That's kind of what gave me the idea. So yeah, I hope that helps you out, and have a nice day.